She walked the halls of the most powerful building in the world, and then she vanished. Not from a war zone, not from a crime-ridden alley, but from inside the White House. Her name was Claire Whitmore, a brilliant, ambitious communications aide, fluent in secrets, fluent in silence, until one night when she discovered something she wasn't supposed to. Hours later, she was found dead. Officially, an accident. Unofficially, a cover-up with national security written all over it. No witnesses, no suspects, and the security footage? Gone. So what really happened behind those historic walls? What did Claire know that got her killed? You're watching True Crime Urban, where the truth lives in the shadows. Claire Whitmore, 29 years old, a rising star behind the scenes in Washington. Not a politician, not a media darling, but the person trusted to keep those types out of trouble. She had a knack for solving problems before they reached the headlines. She knew how to spin a crisis. And more importantly, she knew how to stay invisible. But in September 2008, that invisibility turned into erasure. On a rainy Tuesday night, at exactly 10:47 p.m., Claire was caught on a grainy security camera, leaving the West Wing. She looked tired, worried, like someone carrying a secret too big to bear. One colleague would later recall that Claire whispered something just days earlier over coffee. "If anything happens to me, it wasn't an accident." At the time, it sounded like paranoia. Now, it sounds like a warning. 3 days later, her body was found. Not in a park, not in her apartment, but in a locked storage room inside the Eisenhower Executive Office building, adjacent to the West Wing. The official report said it was an overdose, but there were problems with that story. There were no drugs in her possession. The toxicology was inconclusive, and the camera facing the hallway where she was found, conveniently offline during the exact window of her death. Claire wasn't just a staffer. She was recently assigned to draft a crisis strategy for a high-ranking official whose identity remains redacted to this day. Rumors swirl that she had stumbled onto something classified. Some say evidence of internal surveillance, White House staff being monitored by an unapproved agency. Others claim she had documents tying campaign funds to foreign accounts. Whatever she found, she had begun making backup copies. And someone knew. The investigation into her death was wrapped in less than 2 weeks. No press conferences, no official suspects. And when her parents demanded transparency, they were told that national security concerns prevented further disclosure. Her personal devices were never returned. Her work computer, wiped clean. What was so dangerous that even her memory had to be erased? In 2012, a whistleblower claiming to be a former NSA analyst came forward. He described a Black Ops initiative labeled Operation Specter. Its purpose? To quietly eliminate internal threats to national cohesion, especially in election years. According to this whistleblower, Claire Whitmore's name appeared in a memo dated just days before her death. She was labeled a critical risk. The memo has never been authenticated, but no one's been able to prove it false either. Small things didn't add up. The maintenance worker who found Claire's body died in a supposed accident just weeks later. 2 of her closest colleagues requested transfers and disappeared from the D.C. circuit completely. Her parents weren't allowed to identify her in person. And her funeral? Attended by government officials who refused to speak on camera. The message was clear: don't ask questions. Online forums, whistleblower circles, and independent journalists still debate what really happened. Was Claire preparing to leak documents? Was she being watched? Did she meet with a reporter that night who never came forward? One anonymous message board user believed to be a former White House contractor posted. She was trying to talk. Someone made sure she never got the chance. That post vanished hours later. So, did the user? Claire's name rarely surfaces in the media. No documentaries, no best-selling books, no justice. But in D.C., the story circulates in hushed tones. They say, don't mention her, don't dig, don't end up like her. Her parents still write a letter every year. No response, just silence. And every time it rains in Washington, people remember the night she disappeared. And the truth they were never told. Was Claire Whitmore just a victim of circumstance? Or the casualty of a deeper game one the public was never supposed to see? You've been watching True Crime Urban, where we shine a light on what others leave in the dark. Subscribe to uncover the secrets they don't want you to know. Because in every city, even inside the White House, there's a story someone doesn't want told.